Hello everybody, it's Icy here back with another video. Today I'm joined by Negan, another Vikings War of Clans YouTuber. And Negan, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hey guys, my name is Negan. I've been playing for about 4 years, and yeah, pretty addicted to the game. Invested quite a bit, and unfortunately, now I'm stuck.
Oh yeah. In our clan, he'd be one of the big boys. Like I think you're like 400 billion
I'm
influence.
actually almost 8 right now.
8? Oh, okay, I'm way off. Never
Yeah,
mind.
because of Fury, I was about 4 billion um, about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And
Mm-hmm.
then the birthday packs came out,
Oh
and
yeah.
did a bunch of retraining of the T7 troops, and now I'm back up to almost 8 to get ready for Fury.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you, Negan, again for coming out and talking to me. I know you're probably busy with CVC and KVK, so I'm just glad you're able to come out and spend a few minutes talking.
Yeah, no problem. We're actually losing right now, so I have lots of
Feels
free
bad.
time.
Yeah, yeah, we're actually doing really good. We're 6-0 right now.
Nice. We're
And then
currently tied 3-3, but they have a lot more points than we do
yeah,
because of the stronghold.
hmm
So yeah, we'll see what happens.
yeah, because right now we're up in like invaders training and influence and stronghold, but then the battles in towns, stronghold and killing enemies is really close. But I think we're just so far ahead in the other ones for points. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
CVC is interesting
CVC is
compared to
very
how it was.
yeah. Because you probably don't know this about me, but I used to play Vikings like probably about a year ago. Like I was in 730, I think, somewhere in there. And
Gotcha.
then
So you were
yeah,
around before the CVC
yeah, before all that
regulation
interesting
changes.
stuff, yeah. So then, but then I quit for a while, and then I came back, and now probably about 2 weeks ago, I think 3 now. I'm in like 870, I believe it is.
Gotcha.
So
Did
yeah, I'm
did
just starting.
did, did you get your old account back, or did you
I
start fresh again?
did, but I was so bad back then that in 2 weeks I was already farther ahead. So I have
Nice.
it. I have it for an alt account. I'm gonna bring it over once once you know you can move over. You know, there's like the
Gotcha.
kingdom limit, but
Yeah, yeah.
that'll be my alt. But I'm already like 2 times ahead of it already.
Sweet.
Okay, so yeah, I got a couple of questions. Just gonna talk up on things that are going on in Vikings right now. I'm gonna start off with like the new update everyone's been hyping up. It's like the Plarium images, like the dungeons, Helheim, all of that. What's your take on it, and what do you think is gonna happen?
To be honest, I have no clue. I think what will probably happen is it's either going to be like another jot where it's just another location where we can participate in attacking a type of throne, but instead of a throne, it's going to be this like witch lady, or I guess the ruler of Helheim.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that, or it could be like I don't know, like it's there. Plarium could throw us like a um, how do you call it? Not a twist, but a twist essentially,
Mm-hmm.
where it's
A
completely
curveball.
different. Yeah, a curveball. That's what I was
Yeah.
looking for. And it could be something totally different than what we've all expected and what we've all experienced. Where maybe it's like a I don't know, like a back and forth battle of like bots, or maybe there's different level of monsters that we have to get through until we get to a boss, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's
Yeah.
different, and from like the pictures that were sent to us, like um, the because I did a video about it, and so did Stars Night, and most of the guys that were on the in the streaming program, all of us got these photos and were asked to kind of talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't give us any info. And so it showed us, you know, a troop type which looked like a T4 melee class, but it almost looked
Mm-hmm.
like it was like an underworld version of it.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows what it could be?
I commented to this on Stars Night video. I thought that kind of looked like maybe it could be like a tier 8 melee troop. I was thinking tier 8s would be insane if that actually did come out.
It could be.
It could be.
Totally
You
could
don't
be,
know.
who knows?
We don't have any info, so
Exactly.
very random. Then yeah, it's all dungeons. We just don't know, and then I just hope that it turns out to be good and very interesting. I know it's going to be interesting. I just hope it turns
It's
out to be
probably
a good
gonna be
update.
laggy.
Yeah, it's going to be very laggy. For like, if it's like in a second Jote, and they have like a second, the first one is going to be nuts. There's going to be like 4 billion people there.
Probably. It's gonna be something to definitely be interesting to stream.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hold on 1 second.
8 weeks later, many months later. So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
I'm in a newer kingdom, as I said before, 870. So, a lot of our players are newer players, are just starting to get into the game. So, how did you upgrade your knowledge, and what would you have done differently? So, like maybe what trees did you complete first, and how would you go about doing that?
So when I first started playing, I guess the only thing that wasn't there was the T6s and the T7s, and so a lot of people focused on what was called the Big Six. Under military. So if you go in the military, you scroll down until it says troop offense during an attack, and on the other side it's troop offense during defense, and they're both level 1s. Those guys there, when I first started, were pretty crucial, because once you started getting those done, you were able to start really defending properly and being able to attack properly. So in my opinion, getting your military done, your hero done, and your T1 to T5 troop strength would be where I would first start. And that's, I don't think I would have done anything different. Getting those finished as soon as possible is what I would.
Hello?
Hey, sorry, I'm getting some weird sound. 1 second.
Okay.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah,
Big Six is what you're on.
So I would finish like the Big Six under the under military, and then I would focus on your hero and shaman, because those two are also pretty crucial. As soon as you get those stronger, your troops will also get stronger. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would focus on those, and it's, again, I haven't been small in a long time, and I haven't really created a small account to focus on growing it. So thinking back on how I would do things differently, I don't know if I would have done things differently. But yeah, that's what I would focus on.
Okay. Yeah, I have a little bit of a different take on it. I maxed out my hero first. Or not the hero, the invaders. Just so that I could grind up the hero gear and then use that hero gear to do my upgrades. So that's what I did. I'm still not 100% sure if it was what I should have done, because I'm still pretty new. I'm only a 1.5 billion influence.
Well, I think, you know what?
That's what I went for.
Thinking about it, that's actually pretty smart, because if well, for one, I would get invader gear first.
That's what I did. I actually made a video about this the other day. Getting the full guardsman set start off with that. That's
definitely crucial.
And then with that, you can grind for the special sets. I'm doing all of my specials, building, knowledge, and the ranged, because ranged is gonna be my main. I'm doing them all at once. I kind of have like a Discord server, and on that server I have all what I need to get, and then I can like edit it and say that I've got them. So right now I am waiting on a couple invaders, but once I get those, I'm gonna have my special set for ranged. I'm gonna have my special set for knowledge and building all done. And once those are done, then I'm just going to start grinding out palace levels, getting the, whatchamacallit. Yeah, like you were saying, the military and hero. Just because it takes so much time that I'd rather have the special armor before I actually go start using my boosts. because I don't
Totally.
spend.
That's
Yeah.
pretty smart because because I guess to be able to get to a stronger state, even with and actually I did experience this with an alt. Um, Even if you do start your knowledge and your military tree and all that stuff, but you don't have the proper gear, you're still super weak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because especially in kingdoms like now, if anybody sees anybody who's not wearing the right set, then they're pretty much screwed. You're gonna have someone with the correct set come after you, and even if their knowledge isn't as high, they still are gonna have such high boosts against you. Like I have a piece of
Totally, someone with even with smaller knowledge and even smaller influence can do quite a bit of damage to someone who has no proper gear.
Mm-hmm. Because those, especially the specials, it's just huge boosts. Like I have the Ivor's cap here for my ranged. It's 20 plus offense, 30 plus defense, and 30 plus ranged, and that is without gems.
Is that the first special, or is that the second stronghold special?
Believe it's the first.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not actually sure. I didn't even know there was a second one. Our kingdom's still pretty new.
Yeah,
So-
there's in the stronghold there's two specific stronghold gears for fighting. There's a level 1 gear, and then there's level 2. Level 2 boosts up quite a bit.
Okay. Well, yeah, it might be a little while until I get that anyway. So it's probably good that I'm farming these.
All dependent on what your clan unlocks. So it does take a bit of time if the clan is still fairly new.
Yeah. I believe it's 2.5 trillion. So
yeah, it'll take you some time.
It'll take us some time
to get that done.
But we're the biggest in our kingdom by quite a bit. So yeah. Just trying to get that influence. I did buy for playing his birthday. I bought a couple of those boost packs, which are pretty really good. But yeah, I'm just waiting for my heroes sets to be done before I start grinding those out. That way I can not use quite as many of my boosts.
Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna go to how do you get personally your CVC and KVK points? Because I know I am a smaller player. I don't have my sets, as I was saying. My knowledge is not there for attacking, but I have my invader knowledge done. And so for CVC and KVK, I pretty much just grind invaders, and then I also help out with finding players, onslaughts, etc. for the bigger people who have their troops done. But how do you get your points in CVC and KVK?
So for myself, the biggest way I get my points is the stronghold defense. I'm able to basically max out I'm able to basically max out my personal rewards from a stronghold defense alone, and that's how we usually win CVC and parts of KVK, because KVK is broken down into 3 phases now. And so for CVC, when you have a level 4 stronghold with a level 4 Tower of Odin, you get 20 military Jot troops that come at you. And when you defend all of them successfully, that's about 16 to 17 trillion points. And so that's how a lot of clans will win their CVCs. And then if you have some fighting done within the stronghold defense, then you rack up more points. And so this past CVC, the clan we're up against, they ran their stronghold siege, and we ran ours at the same time to try to throw them off. But the enemy clan ported to our kingdom, kicked us out of our stronghold, went back to theirs, and kept defending. And so they did this 2 times, and I was actually at Walmart when all this was happening, and I was like, crap, I want to play, but I'm also at Walmart. And I went to the enemy kingdom, and I started our own siege to be ready to hit them, because they came back to our kingdom. So their stronghold was left basically defenseless. There was 40 million troops in there versus 161, which is the cap. And a bunch of guys hopped over, we quickly formed an onslaught, and we kicked them out of their stronghold, and we killed their T7s. And then they noticed what was happening, so all of them started coming back. I quickly filled an OS again, and as they were filling, I launched our OS, kicked them out a second time, and then I got distracted, so I couldn't form another OS. And they filled their stronghold, but then when one of the Jot troops hit them, which was a strong force, because there's the 4 different types.
Yeah.
The blue version, which are the commanders, they hit, I believe, and it killed them by 20 million troops, 30 million troops, and we had an OS of 135. So when we sent the attack, they had about 140-ish troops, and we had 135, and we were able to kick them out from the stronghold, and we lost, I think, about 50 million troops, and they lost 110-ish. And so for a lot of clans, that stronghold in terms of fighting is a big way of winning CVC. And then definitely hitting invaders racks up a lot of points, especially for people who are smaller, who can't really do stronghold defenses or fight. The way they change the format in terms of scoring points, you get a ton of points from hitting those invaders now, and so it's definitely something that does help as well in the that one specific slider. But yeah, that's how I score personally. CVC and KVK is I will score most of my points from the stronghold defense.
So I think for, as you're saying, like for smaller players, like getting those invaders is probably the best for them. Then you can let the bigger guys hit the strongholds and stuff. And I think, as like you were talking about all those onslaughts and people switching kingdoms and all that, and I don't think our clan has gotten to that point yet where our battles have gotten that crazy. It's because like we had our last stronghold yesterday, clan defense stronghold, whatever, and it was pretty basic. We had 2 guys poured over, like they were gonna hit us, and then just like 7 seconds before it hit, then we just exiled them because they were inside our valley, and then we just defended it. So I think we aren't to that point yet where it's getting to be that crazy, but I think we'll be ready once that starts happening. We just need to wait for some of our smaller players to grow a little bit more. So
yeah, it takes time, and I mean, one thing that a lot of clans fall short on is they want to grow big too fast, and sometimes they overgrow and are not able to compensate for it. So like a big guy like myself would do more damage to your clan than having um, like 3 or 4 big guys like myself join your clan. They would be more effective being in your clan and participating in events rather than having one guy my size join your clan, because I would just increase your influence, and I would match you up with clans that may be stronger. And so that's one thing that a lot of clans fall short on is um, that growth. People grow way too fast sometimes in the game.
I think we're already seeing to see that a bit ourselves. We got a couple players, 700 billion, 600 billion, and since we've almost been in here for a month, and it's just kind of crazy to see how fast they're growing, and they're just growing a lot faster than our average players, who are maybe like 3 billion to
I remember when
200 million.
It took me forever to get to, I think it was like 50 billion roughly. Like it took me a long time to get big. Like I think about 2 years, 2.5 years. It took me. I was playing very small, and then at the 2.5 year mark, I just started to grow a lot because I wanted to change the type of gameplay I was playing, and from there you just kind of keep growing with everything. But it's definitely a different style of playing from when you first start to when you're in the middle to when you reach almost max, it's completely different level.
That's for sure. Okay. So here's a little bit of a different one. I'm gonna be asking, what do you spend your gold on? And then maybe that was different when you were smaller. What do you spend most of your gold on? Because for me, a lot of it is hero energy. That's probably because I'm farming my points right now, and I'm doing for CVC and KVK, and I'm also trying to get my gear. So I feel like that's where most of my gold is going currently. But what about like bigger players like you? What do you spend your gold on, and what do you think is worth it, and what's not worth it?
So okay, so even when I first started playing the game, my focus on gold was boosts, and so what I would get are, let me find it really quickly. I would get uh, huge coffer boosts. It's 41,000 gold for it, and it gets you 1 7 day, 1 3 day boost, and then a bunch of the other smaller ones. Um, when I first started playing the game, I didn't know very much about mega packs, and I spent so much money in the game, and I wasted money in the game, constantly buying, trying to get bigger. And when I eventually found out about mega packs, um, that's where my mindset kind of shifted and changed. Um, Mega packs will offer a lot of different boosts, and I never had issues with hero juice because I would wait until a mega came out, and hero juice was one of the essential items that I needed to be able to get all the gear and stuff like that. So I bought a mega pack of hero juice, and all the gold I accumulated went straight to buying those huge coffers, or also to buying uh, huge coffer retreat, or sorry, large coffer retreat, which gets you 1 24-hour shield and a relocate for the cost of 3,000 gold. And so that was the cheapest option for those as well.
And I think those.
Hang on, sorry. One of the kids are crying. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm back. Sorry for the long delay.
You're good. You're good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off in a little bit. So, last question. What are mistakes that you have made in the game and that you don't want other players who are maybe just starting or starting to grow bigger to have?
I would say the biggest mistake is the amount of money I've spent when I should have waited and spent properly. I've spent like way too much on the game because I just went nuts on packs, buying at the wrong time, but wanting it because I wanted to grow. I mean, if you have the money to spend and you want to spend it, then sure, by all means, do it. But if you are like me, where money isn't just thrown at you, then I would definitely be smart with the packs that you buy, and then grow at a good gradual pace. I would say that's the biggest thing for me, just because I've spent well over $5 grand in the game, and at some point it's like it's really bad, like. And so I would just be cautious as to how you're buying the packs. Be smart about it. Wait for mega packs to come out and use those instead. In terms of the game and aspects of the game, um, I don't know. Mistakes I've done, like I've had errors with like attacking when I shouldn't have, giving away points to the enemy because of stupid attacks. So I would just play smart, play with your head, don't risk losing something because you want the kills, or you think you can get it, but in reality you fail. So that's what I would try to avoid. Like whenever you make a mistake, obviously learn from it, grow from it, don't do it again. And so yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. Back on my old account in 734, then I had just gotten to Palace level 21. I thought it was big stuff. And then I had just bought a pack as well. I think I had it was either tier 6s or tier 5s. It might have been tier 7s. But it
Back in the day,
was, yeah, it was a long time ago.
when you could buy
When you could
the
buy
troops,
troops, yeah. I
T5s.
tier fives it was okay. Yeah, I knew it was something that was bigger than I had for knowledge because I only had tier twos and ones, and I was like, oh, I've got these big tier fives and big stuff. So then I was in a really small clan then too, and we couldn't afford shields because our kingdom was still too small for CVCs and KVKs, and I don't know if I wasn't doing the events or if maybe I just don't know. I did not have gold. I remember that I might have spent it all on upgrading to 21. And then, so then I was like, I think I attacked somebody who was like a level 15. And then their clan got mad at me, and then they just like completely burned our entire clan. And then I got kicked out for it. So I felt really bad. But then within the biggest, or like the second biggest, nah, it was like the fourth biggest because all the other clans were Russian at the time. Then they invited me and said I could come over as long as I stayed shielded and didn't attack anybody. So then I did that, and that's how I eventually learned to grow with those
I
guys.
think when you're small, um, one of the things that's easy to accumulate is honestly gold. Like I know it's hard to start off getting that gold, but once you start getting that, shields are crucial, right? You don't want to give away those easy points. So making sure that you prioritize that gold to give you shields first is, in my opinion, important. And then after that, however else you want to spend it, you spend it. I spent it on boosts. But yeah, that's shields are definitely when you're small a very important thing. Even when you're big, sometimes players are unshielded because they want to get that achievement, and they might be big like me, but if you start losing points because you're unshielded, then there's a problem because the enemy will just keep hitting you until they pass a certain slider in CVC. KVK and all that stuff doesn't really matter so much, but CVC is crucial, especially those points. Like every point matters. So,
For sure. Yeah, shields are priority number one. They're not too difficult now with having all the achievements, especially.
yeah, those achievements are crazy. The gold on that is insane.
Rarest of Vikings.
Fortunately, now there's the different castle levels that you have to hit with those. But if you're able to get that gold, it's insane.
Yeah, right when I joined our clan, we were still pretty small, and then someone found out about it. I don't remember how, but then they started blocking people, and everyone was going nuts and like, "Oh, look at this free gold! We can't tell anybody. We need to keep it a secret. It's gonna be our secret gold."
Yeah.
And then I ended up finding out Vikings that help later, and then just told them everybody knew about it already. And then I think it was a few days later that they put the update on, so that way you couldn't keep going above. And I just missed out by almost a week, and I was kind of bummed out because that was a lot of gold you could have gotten for, like, I know a lot of people got alts.
I think I've gotten a total of like almost 2 billion gold, I think, altogether.
That's so nuts to me. Like I've probably
insane.
I think I've gotten like 20 million, 30 million, and I think that's crazy, but
insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All the achievements. I think I love the achievements. I think that they're a great addition to the game.
It was like an Easter egg, and it was a surprise. Like no one expected this to happen, and well, first there were the personal achievements, and then people were like, "Guys, there's secret achievements in the game." It's like what?
Everyone's going nuts to try to find them.
Screenshots. I'm like, what the heck? And specifically Pioneer, like people were doing crazy stuff, like going on one end of the map and sending troops to the other side of the map and trying to figure out how to get it, how to figure out the next the next tile, and it was crazy. Like for a good month and a half, people were just wanting to know where these achievements were. And,
and I think that if they do anything like remote, like I want players get that if they can get gold, they can get any kind of boost, they kind of get that craving, they want it, and they're gonna do anything they want to get to it.
It's an incentive to keep playing the game, because after playing this game for almost 5 years, it gets to a point where you're like, man, nothing really new is in the game. It's expensive and this and that, blah blah blah. But when they add things like that, it's like, oh man, that was kind of cool. That was kind of fun. I'm gonna stay to try to get these things. Free gold, awesome. Why not? I'm gonna keep going at it. And so that's something that's kind of cool. So one thing that I'm really excited for are the once you hit like 100 subscribers, you'll be eligible to join the streaming platform, and that'll be something beneficial for you. I don't know if you've seen the requirements for joining that.
I have not. I have heard of it though. I saw like Stars Night was talking about it and stuff.
I'll send you a link to it. If you can hit 100 subs, you can request to join this program, and then you'll get like a monthly allowance of gold, and as long as you're hitting their requirements, and then it just increases from there. But once you hit a certain level, you're able to start doing giveaways, and so that's what I'm really excited for. That's what I look forward to, is the giveaways that I can host with Stars Night and with all the other Russian streamers, because like there aren't a lot of giveaways, and if we can help other players out with gold and boosts and rewards and stuff, it just helps the community out even more. And so that's why I stay now. And obviously, like with the streaming, it's helped me grow. But I really enjoy doing the giveaways. It's fun, like posting it, seeing all the responses, and
seeing all the people come over and just all having fun, trying to, and it's just nice to see everyone all congratulating each other, and
totally
super nice. So yeah, that'll be fun. Hopefully I can reach that goal. I'll just get everyone from my clan to subscribe to me, and then I'll be good. So yeah, that's all I've got time for. So once again, I just wanted to say thank you for coming out and having a talk with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and then
glad that you invited me.
Oh yeah,
it was a good chat, and something I just wanted to say. I've talked and heard of a lot of different people that want to do these streams, and a lot of people are not cut out for this. And when I heard your video on for the first time on the Vikings page for the giveaway that they're doing right now, I was like, dang, this guy has a good streamer voice. He has.
Oh yeah.
I think he has potential.
I have had people walk up to me before, like I do a lot of sports, and they're like, you really sound like a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer. Do you do YouTube? And I was like, no, I don't. And you wouldn't know this, nobody does, but I play. I don't know if you've heard of the game Valorant. It's kind of like CS:GO. I don't know if you're into PC games.
What's his face is really huge into it right now.
Shroud, yeah. I've been playing that a little bit, and I've gotten pretty good. I've had people tell me that I need to start streaming Twitch on there too. So
nice.
Yeah, so people are always telling me I need to start streaming, and then I do, and then they're like, "Oh, it's cringe." I'm gonna make sure your channel is linked in the description.
Sweet, I'll link yours as well.
Okay, thank you. And I just wanted to say thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.